sure I could watch the stream too. Okay, so my name is Kai. I graduated in December 2020. So I've actually been a member of the group for, I guess, a year and a half now. I'm really enjoying it. And we started this project last summer. So we're hoping to wrap everything up by the end of the spring semester. We have a prototype that's available right now on itch.io. And if you join the group, then you'll actually be able to play the most recent version. And my contact information is here on this first slide. The game is called Into the Farlands. It's a hack and slash survival game. And can you go to the next slide for me? So this is kind of the inciting events. There's a mysterious continent called the Farlands. All previous expeditions have never returned. The only thing known about the continents are myths and legends. A mysterious energy has begun radiating from the Farlands, resulting in the complete loss of power across the entire globe. You've been hired to explore and document the Farlands and destroy the energy source to save mankind. Next slide. So the location is inspired by Central America, so like Mexico, Costa Rica, the Amazon rainforest. And the reason we chose this environment is because it's a really interesting region of the world. There's like a lot of culture and a lot of interesting animals and locations that are starting to get recognition in media, and we want to celebrate that, and that's why we chose it for the setting. Next slide. So like I said before, this is a hack and slash survival game. So you're going to fight a ton of enemies, solve puzzles, and the objective of the demo is to reach the center of the island. And some of the themes we really want to keep in mind is our adventure, expedition, and survival. And the one character we are planning to have for the demo, his name is Machete, and he has a machete that he attacks with. The idea for the combat is to keep it simple and fast pace and make sure it's actually fun to play. Next slide. This is the current team that we have. I'm the team lead and the primary 3D artist. We have Hannah and Jessica, who are concept artists. We have Christina, who's our VFX artist. Stephanie and Matt, who are doing programming. And Kendrick, who's doing the music. Also, this is like a screenshot from the first level. So like I said, we've been working on this for about a semester and a half, so we're pretty we've already done a lot of the concept art and we've done a lot of 3D modeling. At this point, we're mostly looking to finish implementing the features that we want to have. So next slide, please. The big thing that we're looking for is programming. Will be the engine of choice is Unreal Engine 4. At this point in production, the main character is mostly finished. There's a couple of features that we still need to implement. But this semester, we really want to focus on creating the enemies, creating traps and puzzles for the player to overcome. We'll take newcomers, but if you have experience in Unreal Engine 4 already, that's a huge plus. Please send us a DM. And the next thing, we're looking for a couple of 3D artists as well. At the moment, I'm doing all the 3D modeling and animation for the game, so if you have any interest in learning 3D art, or if you already are an established 3D artist, we're modeling enemies and environments and props, so any experience that you have is definitely relevant in modeling or animation. I didn't list it, but I also we're looking for a level designer. So if you just want to use the assets that we made and like make interesting levels using them, definitely hit us up as well. And also, we're looking for another VFX artist, so somebody to create water, smoke, fire, blood, and other effects using the effects engine built into Unreal Engine, which is called Niagara. And we've already been messing around with fire and water a bit, and we're really excited with the results that we have. So if you want to learn how to do VFX, then this is a really fun position that we're looking to fill. A couple of basic game features that we want to have are like waves and waves of enemies. I grew up playing Left 4 Dead 2, and I'm a big proponent of just throwing hundreds of enemies at the player and trying to get to the end while trying to stay alive. And there's a feature I wanted to implement where the longer you're playing the game, more enemies will spawn and they'll become harder and harder. So you're incentivized to get to the end as fast as you can. There's also going to be some NPCs you meet along the way, and we're going to have some funny dialogue for them. And as you're exploring this islands, there's going to be a map that you create that shows the places you've been. And if you talk to certain NPCs, they can help you fill out the map as well. And there's going to be like a creature log that has funny entries about the different creatures that you come across. And that's the end of the presentation. If you're curious, this YouTube link shows like the full gameplay as of 2 days ago. So I don't know if we can show it during the slideshow, but
Yeah, I'll open it up right now.
okay.
Go. Is the audio good with everyone?
Yes, I can hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Gameplay. So this is what the starting area looks like so far. There's like a basic NPC that we have. You can talk to him, and he just gives you like a key quest. In the finished game, you'll be able to smash all these boxes, but we're still working on that mechanic. So right now, we just walk over to the key, walk back to the guy, and he has different dialogue. We have like a basic run mechanic and a stamina bar, which is the one in the bottom right. And because the map isn't finished yet, there's like a little teleporting thing I have to go to the next level. And this is one of several dungeons that we're working on. We have like a basic following enemy AI. And the snakes aren't going to remain on fire. I just thought that I would put like a little fire particle on their head so that it's easier for me to know where they are in this dark dungeon. There's also these mudmen that will eventually be able to track onto your location and throw mud balls at you. And what else? Here's another room in this dungeon. This room is going to be like a massive library. There's going to be a puzzle you need to solve in order to progress, as well as some spinning platforms as well. I hadn't played this level in the dungeon in a while, so forgive me for forgetting where all the keys were immediately. But a big proponent of the dungeon is going to be like each level has a unique puzzle to solve. So in this particular room, the holes in the wall to the left, there's going to be like hundreds of spiders pouring out of it, and you have to kill as many spiders as possible. Eventually, one of them is going to drop a key that allows you to progress to the next room. And this level of the dungeon is mostly finished. There's going to be like a water level that rises, and you have about a minute and a half to collect whatever items to progress before you drown, while also avoiding the enemies and the spinning traps. Also, shout out to Kendrick for all the music in the game. And then this room is still under development. It's not a big game of checkers. And this room is going to be a mini boss where there's a boss shooting fire projectiles from the center of the spinning platform. Right now, it's just another key quest, but that's just a placeholder. All right, and that was it. So, like I said, we're pretty far into it. I'm very confident that we'll be able to wrap everything up this spring as long as we continue to meet our deadlines. So, if you are interested in joining the team, just send me a DM or an email. I am always on my phone 24 hours a day, 8 days a week, so hit me up.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Into the Farlands? Once. Going twice. All right. Thank you, Kai,
Yes,
so
can you hear
much
me?
for your pitch. Oh, go. Oh, there. Now I can hear you.
Sorry, I guess I had my mic muted. When it comes to the 3D art aspect, you said that you need environment design and characters. Are the characters specifically for like the enemy AI and I guess NPCs that you'll meet along the way in the levels?
Yes, so we already have a bunch of concept art, so we're just gonna be turning the concept art into characters and creatures, and as well as environment props as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I saw up there was a question about the camera angle. It is going to be fixed in that like isometric perspective. We're currently trying to solve a bug where when you approach a wall, the camera zooms in on the player, but aside from that bug, the camera is where it's going to stay.
Oh, for that, don't you have to like detach the camera from the spring arm or camera boom?
I have no idea, but if you, that is something that we can look into.
Yeah, because from my experience, the camera zooms in like when colliding into geometry, so that it doesn't show like the whole clipping thing, and that occurs as a result of having the camera attached to a spring arm. And this is a common practice in a lot of third person games, particularly third person shooters where like you have like the right stick to aim and look around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, take
Okay.
that into consideration.
Yeah, I wrote that note down and we're going to look at it hopefully this weekend. Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome.
And yes, there's going to be spiders pouring out of the walls. It's going to be pretty gross, and you're going to feel good when you kill them.
It's gonna be satisfying to get those spiders out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Any other questions?
I see pixel typing. I think that's probably the last one. Blood in the puddles. Lots of water would be nice.
All right. Well, in that case, again, thank you, Kai, so much for your pitch with Into the Farlands.
Absolutely.